It's the most important part. The most important part is the crimping of the eyelashes. Unless you have extremely curly eyelashes. Which some of my African American girlfriends, they have very curly eyelashes. Also, I have another girlfriend that, what is she? I just always wonder, is it the bloodline for lashes? She is Swedish, and or Finnish, sorry, Finnish. And she has very long but very curly, and I mean a tight curl where it curls back, but they're long. And so her biggest problem is when she puts mascara on, it just gets all over her upper eyelid because she can't straighten them out. They're very, very long, so I mean it just gets all back in here. I just took that off. Okay, so we're going to do a second crimping. Watch closely, and so we're going to get it on there like that. So we're back in our L position, and I'm going to let it out just a little. And raise your elbow, and you are angling this back towards the socket. Do you see that? And what that does is it makes it more of a curl position than a straight up position. And right now is when you really want a sip of coffee and you can't get it. I guess I could. I'll just come from this side. See how I do. That was so good. Y'all, I'm doing good. I'm doing mostly, by the way, the second crimp does not need to take quite as long. I do see one over here that always goes down. So I'm going to mash up, they pop, and I'm going to make sure I get real good and under there. Start the crimp. And you see, because I'm coming across my body because I'm right-handed, it's more turned. Instead of being turned this way, it's turned a little more that way. So don't forget when you do stuff like that. So I'm going to let it out just a little. And again, there we go. Raise my arm up a little. Your elbow has to come up in order to make this go back towards the socket. And I'm also trying to change the angle just a little bit to compensate for the fact that I'm coming over my chest, which angles how you crimp down with your, if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, you may have the opposite problem, or you may not do that. And if you don't, then good for you. Okay, and again, for the second crimp, you don't need so much. Now, what do I tell y'all? No matter what do I tell you have to do when you're through crimping your eyelashes? Always tell y'all this. Who can answer the question, teacher? Wipe it off, even if it's with your makeup cloth. I always have a makeup cloth handy. I actually have 3. And I use them for different things. For my brushes to wipe off, I use the lightest colored one, which tells me this one needs to go to the wash today. I wash them every week, and I always look for where I've already got previously soiled, and you are just going to, literally you're doing like that through it, and you're going back and forth a few times, and just make sure you get all the mascara, all the eye goo, off of that rubber thing and all the metal, and just look at it. Is there any residual at all, even in the corners left? Nothing. That's perfectly clean. And then also once a week I use one of my Neutrogena makeup wipes that even is for waterproof mascara, the blue pack, and I wipe this off, rinse it off, and then dry it off real good. So make sure you don't leave it, you know, wet either, because if you do, all 3 of those need to actually go. If you do, then it can rust, and you sure don't want anything rust near your eyes or eat. I heard someone on YouTube, I won't say her name because she's very popular, like in the millions, and she was talking about, I'm going to use the Rocket Volume Express first, and here's that little, you want that little Kewpie Dairy Queen curl on the top because you're going to tip out your lashes with that. Anyway, she was talking about the fact that the utensil she was using to make these people's food was a little rusty, but that was okay. That is not okay. You do not want to digest rust, so that concerned me. I wouldn't eat at her house. Sorry, y'all. I hope that sounds judgmental, but it's the truth. You do have to. I'm very careful about who I eat with, and they were in the Old Testament as well, and that's why when you were invited to sup or have sup with someone, or supper as we say now, do you see how well that did all those lashes? I'm going to look up so you can see. That's because of the comb and the tipping out, and that it's a good formula. I'm going to get that back through it from the root out now. Second time. Make sure that I get the ones on the inner eye towards the nose and the outer eye towards the ear, and that just makes a really pretty fanned effect. I do have one lash that's being a problem. He always does. The rest of them are girls. I'm just kidding. The man is the problem one. It makes it sound like I have a problem husband, and I don't. He's wonderful. Okay, y'all, instead of trying this on a different eye, I really do like this. I can see why it was just my cult favorite. Why do people say cult favorite? Following a group of people. And don't ever go in and out like that. That takes air down in there. People say, well, it causes bacteria. You've got bacteria all over your eyes. They're good bacteria. Frankly, they're worms. And they eat all the bad bacteria off so that you don't get crustaceans in your eye. Not crustaceans, but anyway. But just so that you don't take a lot of air down in this and dry it out, swirl it around like that. You're doing like that. And then pull it out, and you hear that. See a little stuff on the end? That's what you want to tip the lashes out. Squint. You have to squint so that it doesn't go back and hit the back of your eyelid. And of course, make sure you don't have any of these little hairs that have been taken over by hairspray and they will not move. Sorry. Tip towards your ear and towards your nose as you go over. Again, back and forth. Just a windshield wiper motion with that little end goo. So you really get the ends good so that when somebody looks at you from the side, they don't see your mascara goes out, except those little blonde tip ends that you didn't get. So start with those. And then you do need to quickly, because it's waterproof, it's drying quickly, which is what dries that the lashes in place, and comb through. And you comb out on the outer side, and then as you come in, you comb that direction, like straight up in the middle, comb a little more towards the front of the brow, towards the nose, and then right here, these absolutely towards the nose, and it gives a nice fanned effect. You will have eyelashes come out. Why? Because they're made by God to come out and be replaced with new ones. So don't think that's your eyelash curler or your mascara. That is part of the makeup of your body. Okay, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do first pass on my lower lashes. And that's because this is a comb wand. The spoolie is more a comb than a brush. It's very easy to get the base really, really well on first pass. Okay, so now we're over here, and I've actually got some left. So you still got some of that little left on the end, the Dairy Queen curl, and I'm going to tip the end of the lower ones. Now, people are telling you not to even do your lower ones. I completely differ in philosophy. They say it draws your eye down and draws attention to wrinkles under your eyes and makes you look older. Can I tell you, nothing could be further from the truth, in my opinion. To me, it looks silly not to have lashes on both. It's like, oh, she lost her lower lashes. Isn't that sad? Like, did she have a problem, like a deficiency or something? Because you naturally have lashes on both the upper and lower lids. So why in the world you would not make them match? I don't know. And as far as it dragging it down and making people notice your wrinkles. Now, if you're older, people are going to notice your wrinkles. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much you put over them, bake them, have injections. Everybody gets wrinkles, y'all. Even young girls have wrinkles. And if anything, if you do a good job on your lashes, people look at them, not what's under them. Okay? So again, round, round. And we're going to tip out the upper ones real quickly again. I don't want to overdo it, because here's the only thing. When you over tip, you'll have it'll have a build-up, which it's supposed to, but it'll start looking goopy. And some of you like that. You like that look. That's fine. It is about what you like for your look. So now that I've tipped them out again, I'm going from the base out again. And look how much that builds. Because what you're doing, no, you didn't get any more lashes. No, you didn't get thicker lashes. You have more product on them, and that's all it is. So it's making them look fuller. But they're not. They're not. That is not the truth. But you can make them look fuller. Look how much fuller these look than those. That's just the difference in 1 and 2 coats. And if you really want to do it, you can do 3 coats. Hold on, I'm trying to separate that. See, that's what's good about these comb applicators, is spoolies, is because they really do help separate, like you would get a mascara comb to separate them. I'm going to do that again over here. I just messed up. See? got the ends, tip ends again real good, and then you quickly, because you've already got one round on, comb through so that you can get through them and it won't be as goopy. Straighten them. Whoop, hit a bow. You can either use your finger, or one of the things I really love to use are these cotton applicators. And just get it with one of them. No, this is not a Q-tip. It's got a pointed end. Never put something like that in your ear. That's very hard. That's not soft. And this looks round until you turn it that way and you see it's actually flat. So yeah, it's flat. So it's good to kind of go under something. This is good to get in a little corner. So I just keep, just so you know, this beautiful container that I got for it's a votive candle holder probably. I used it for a pen holder on my desk, and now I use it for these because this is very important to have handy. Oh, I didn't do the lower lash. That's a little too much. There. Squint so that they'll raise up. You can tip them out this way and then go straight down from the top to the down. And what that does is just make them a little nice pretty line. And I do have to work with this a little more, especially as you get closer to the inner tear duct, because it's so close in there, y'all. And even out here so it doesn't hit below. And that's it. So what do y'all think? Do you like this mascara? Also, look at both lashes. Your eyelashes on each eye are, of course, they're different. And so I did have to just even that one up with this one. That is the end effect. What do y'all think? I'm going to freeze for just a second so you can actually see them, because sometimes I'm not either close enough or I don't stay long enough so you can look. I'm going to squint so you can see the lowers real good. And that's my look. And I hope y'all enjoyed this and it's helpful to you. I love you guys, and I will talk to you again soon.